Do it. Start in 1 minute.
Great. Just trying to pull up my Parrot Fest schedule so I can answer any of these questions. What else is there to
This
talk
skirt
about?
is
Isn't
amazing.
it awesome? I'm gonna have to show it on the camera because
I mean, that is.
epic.
Yeah.
It matches my webpage.
Jamie.
Just dinner. Just awesome.
Go, ladies.
This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from the Margaritaville Terrace on Fort Myers Beach, 100 feet from the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Here are your award-winning social media superstars, the hosts of Beach Talk Radio, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Yeah, big hand for Megan here. Thank you all. We fixed that. There we go.
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
This is exciting.
yes. First of all, let me explain what is going on here. We're continuing to be on baby watch. So Kim is sitting in the bullpen waiting for the baby to come. We'll fix that along the way. So Ed, if you could turn the speaker a little bit that way, I think that'll help very much. Yeah, just turn it that way straight. And what happened this morning when I did my walk around was I saw the husband and my daughter in the truck, and they were driving around the school, the beach school. And you know the beach school's got speed bumps. They're little speed bumps. And he was going over the speed bumps like 70 miles an hour to try and see if the baby would come out. So she's due on October the 7th. And so it's any day now. And that's what's going on with us. And Megan Allers is sitting in for Kim today. We've got so much to talk about, but first, including Parrot Fest, which is going on here at Margaritaville. And Maren is back. Tell us what's going on.
Hey guys, we are in the midst of Parrot Fest this weekend. Started yesterday. We had a parrot pageant around 6 o'clock and had all sorts of festive people show up in their parrot best. And someone won a 3-night stay here at Margaritaville, so that was awesome.
Sweet, very nice.
Today we're finishing up the raffles. I don't know if you guys have been inside, but we have some amazing raffles. We have stays at like 6 or 7 different Margaritavilles, including a Margaritaville at Sea Cruise, which is 4, 5, 6, or 7 night, depending on what you choose. So
Wow.
you get to choose the cruise. And then we've got some amazing baskets that the Parrot Head Clubs put together. So this is in conjunction with the Villages Parrot Head Club and Southwest Florida Parrot Head Club, and they're doing this all for Alzheimer's.
I have to say, I have to get on my mother a little bit. She lives in the Villages. Her and Gary are up there. How are they not part of the parrot group?
I didn't know there was even one of those.
They are the
clubs in
biggest
Villages.
club in Florida. I think they have
Really?
almost 1,500 members. So
I don't
it's
even
an
know how they're
active,
not
Wow.
part of
fun
this.
club to be a part of. And they've come down. They've invaded Southwest Florida, flocked down together, and they've been so much fun. We're loving having them here.
If you come down to the resort and walk around, you can see that some of the people have their
They have
banners
their
and their
flags
parrots
out. Yeah,
hanging out
everybody's
over the
decorating their
railings.
balconies.
All the shirts and all the like the hats and everything. It's been really fun to
Yeah.
see. I did like walk through and look at those baskets. They're amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
they really are. They put together some amazing packages.
Did you
And
want to stand up and show everybody your
yeah, I
skirt?
really wanted to show off my skirt. That I bought this a little while ago, but it was for today, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's got some parrots and guitars because this weekend is really all about the music. It's a trop rock fest.
Yep.
So we've got a huge schedule. I mean, Otis and the Beachcombers at Fins Up Beach Club today. We've got the Bird Gardens of Naples coming out with the parrots. That'll be at 4.
And those birds are amazing.
They are. They're bringing all of them out. So there's going to be a ton of parrots out here on the terrace. And then we've got JD Sprawlden from Radio Margaritaville is going to be here. And then
Still learning how to use the equipment. Go ahead, finish up.
so JD Sprawlden from Radio Margaritaville is going to be broadcasting live from the terrace here from, 5 to 7. And at 7 o'clock, he's going to be announcing the raffle winners. You have to be present to win. So I highly recommend everyone comes out for that. And then this evening, we've got, Jim Asbell and the Tropaholics headlining out here. That's all open to the public, free. If you want to go to the shows that are at Fins Up Beach Club, you need to get a day pass. But otherwise, everything is open to the public and free. Come out and have a great time.
So Ed, can we start a drinking game, Ed? It's good at starting the drinking games. Usually when Dan's on, but Megan's on, so the word will be amazing. How many times Megan says amazing? We're already 3 in the cup, so.
I thought it was going to be parrot. I'm already making adjustments.
Yes. So tomorrow too, right? Not just
Yes,
today.
we do have music tomorrow, and then our regularly scheduled music for the rest of the afternoon. But tomorrow morning, actually, Manalo will be playing for breakfast.
Oh, I
10 to
love
2.
Manalo.
He's amazing. I highly recommend coming out for breakfast and hanging out on the terrace. And
Yeah.
Stephen Clark is playing tonight at La Di Da from 8 to 11. He's the last final act this evening. He'll be at the beach bar down on the beach. We were there last night, and it was a party. Everybody was dancing. It's a great time. So
Yeah, and when you say the beach bar, you mean this beach bar?
La Di
just
Da
not
Beach
the-
Bar.
okay,
Yep, right on the other side of the street from the Sunset Terrace, and tons of fun.
All right, thank you very much,
Thanks
Marin
for
Nash. A
having
big
me.
hand for Marin,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thanks for being here.
Parrot Fest weekend here at Margaritaville, and right now our next guest is waiting patiently in the wings.
The great Ellen
The
Vaughn.
great Ellen Vaughn, everybody. A little bit louder. A little bit louder applause.
Thanks for
for
being
Ellen.
here.
Well, thank you for inviting me
Yes,
on behalf of the Community Foundation.
yes.
Excellent.
Now, Ellen's been a longtime member of Fort Myers Beach. How long have you been down here now, Ellen?
Well, we actually bought our apartment we live in 1997. We were babies.
1997.
Yep. And then we became full-time residents when we retired, and then we got rid of our Michigan house 6 years ago. So we had nowhere to go other than here.
Wow. And you were telling me before the show, I don't mean to monopolize things, dear. So if you have any questions, feel free to
Now,
jump
wait a
right
minute.
in.
You said I couldn't call you here.
So you've been basically on every single board of every 501c3 on the island.
Yeah.
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 And so you're
Actually, I've never been a member of the Garden Club,
okay.
and I considered it, but I don't have a garden.
You'd still be good for the garden club.
Well, they do have lovely lunches.
Yes.
I
Well, I mean,
actually
they
took
do
over.
good things as well.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the things, well, I like to promote everyone. One of the things that the Garden Club did is after all the hurricanes, they put together a list of all the species that survived Ian, Debbie, Milton, and Helene.
I didn't know that.
They told me that. And if you go and you reach out to the Garden Club, they were happy to share it with you. They don't want to make it available electronically because they don't want people.
It's a pretty comprehensive list.
Yeah.
It was really cool, the amount of things that they were able to compile and be able to share with people, because people didn't want to have to keep replanting their landscaping, right?
Exactly. And one of the reasons they really want people to understand that just because you plant a given species, that doesn't mean it's going to survive. Because you really need to buy from a reputable garden place that's going to have native things that have not been hybridified. So I guess I've been hanging around them
Yeah,
enough,
you
but
see-
I've learned a lot.
You totally sound like you belong on the garden club, Ellen. So you're here on behalf of the Community Foundation.
am,
Which
I
you're
am.
an hour board member.
I am now a board member of the Community Foundation. And so the Community Foundation is proud to announce the first annual Haunted Carnival Pub Crawl. Whoa. And that will be, we were thinking it was going to be the kickoff of the season, but clearly things are just filling up the October calendar. So,
Very quickly.
yeah. So
Before you go into that detail, please give everyone a little bit more detail about the community.
Okay, so the Community Foundation has been around a very long time. It used to be called what was known as a pilot club, and they morphed into the Community Foundation because they wanted to focus exclusively on community things here on Fort Myers Beach. And so the reach is not just to Estero Island, it's to the greater Fort Myers Beach community. And the Community Foundation raises money to give money away. And so the whole point of the organization is to do just that. And post Ian, kind of the eyes of what could be accomplished, just increased exponentially.
Yeah, as the Women's Club and the Community Foundation actually partnered after Ian, and that is how the 33931 fund came to be. And between those two organizations, we gave $750,000. It was incredible.
Well, and then since Ian, the Community Foundation, the giveaway annually was less than $50,000. Now it's over $100,000. So we've been able to increase the number of scholarships that are offered. And the scholarships are not for just traditional 4-year college education. It could be for any type of professional school you wanted to go to, or other kinds of things. There's a whole application process. There is a review committee that vets all of the applications, and then funds are awarded in the spring.
And this is the first fundraiser kind of the season to get to start to bring money into the Community Foundation Bank, so to speak.
Right. As you well know, summer is a little slow down here, so it's pretty hard to have a fundraiser.
Right.
So this fundraiser is going to be October 25th from 5 to 8. So the format of the Haunted Carnival Pub Crawl is that you buy a ticket in advance for $20, or you can buy one at the door for $25. And it gives you basically a ticket that is sort of a passport-ish kind of thing, where you go to the different venues and you participate in games and things that they have at each of their venues. And then they will basically stamp your card. And then there's an after party that's going to be at Wahoo Willie's. And there are going to be drawings for such things as a first prize contest for the best costume. And that will be a cash prize of $500. And then there will be other prizes that will be announced that evening at the after party. And that's at Wahoo Willie's at 8 o'clock. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. And the costumes are going to be judged by notable community members who will be secret judges. So you won't know who's judging you, so you'll have to be in theme all night long. Yes. So the theme of it is a haunted carnival, so create your costume accordingly.
And so everybody knows, when you say 25 at the door, the first place is Snug Harbor.
Snug Harbor will be will call. In fact, we are selling tickets, and my compatriot Amy Gillette is here to sell tickets today. And so if you want to get a ticket right now, you're welcome to do so. You can also buy them in advance on the Community Foundation website. And there's a QR code on all the posters you'll see, and that will take you right to the Community Foundation page. And if you buy in advance, you pay $20, and then we'll have a will call at Snug Harbor, and you can pick up your ticket, or you can buy a ticket there.
And I believe Amy is now the president of the Community Foundation.
She is. Woo-hoo. And I should also say, in addition to being able to buy a ticket at the will call at Snug Harbor, you'll be able to buy tickets at any of the venues. So it's all of the bars you know and love down in this area.
Do you know the list off the top of your head, or do we have the list of locations in the press release that you have? You have the press release there. I think you showed it to me. So there you go.
Actually, the list is not there. However,
here we go, Amy.
Just in time delivery of the poster. Oh, and I neglected to say that the sponsor for this event.
There you go.
Is our one and amazing benefactor, Alex King.
Really? I'm shocked that Alex King is helping out a community organization.
For
He
those,
loves a good time, doesn't he?
yeah, he does love a good time, and he also loves a good cause. You know,
Yes.
Alex King has a community foundation, and he gives away $100,000 each year to community organizations on this.
Yes.
And so you just tell him what you need to put on and how much seed money you need, and he'll provide it.
Yeah, he was on the show last week briefly, handing off money to the Shrimp Festival.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Amazing.
And particularly after Ian, he saved so many organizations whose fortunes were down on our luck, and he helped provide seed money so that we could get back on our feet and host events. He's just
Do you give
wonderful.
donations to new babies, or is that outside is that a charity? No.
You might approach him.
Where's the application process for that? But so you were going to read off the locations.
Okay, so the participating venues, and there are also sponsors for this event, are Wahoo Willie's, Nervous Nellies, La Ola, Snug Harbor, SOBs, Vista Waves, The Whale, and Tiki Pubs.
Now
Where's
the-
Tiki Pub?
Yeah. I think it's going to be at the dock
it's gonna be
area.
at the dock. Yeah, it's a boat. Tiki Pub is a boat.
Yes,
And
just so
so-
people understand where they would be set up.
I think it's
Okay.
going to be behind by Bayside Park somewhere over there. They
Yes.
got to deal with Snug Harbor is what I
Right.
found out. Because I
Right.
asked the same thing. Want to make sure people know where to find them when the pub crawl happens. And you
Right.
can never go wrong with a fundraiser on Fort Myers Beach. I mean, the first thing you should think about is a pub crawl on Fort Myers Beach when you're trying to raise money. Who would have thought we'd have so many ropers, men dressed as ropers?
What are you going to dress up?
It's very out of character. It's very uncomfortable dressing up. Like dudes that are walking around this resort right now in coconut bras, man, more power to you. But that's just one of those things where I'm thinking, I think I could ever do that. Like a coconut bra kind of thing. You really got to drink a lot to put that on.
I think you can pull it off.
I think Dan should come to the show tomorrow with one on.
With one?
We'll see how that goes.
See what I can do.
Yeah. He walks into Wahoo Willie's tomorrow with a coconut bra on, and I am gonna fall down laughing. They won't
If
be
you're
able to
listening,
tell
dear, get on
Yes.
Amazon right now.
us. Amazon. So what were you gonna say, Ellen, before
I was just
Megan
gonna say-
rudely interrupted you?
I was just going to say thanks for allowing us to promote this wonderful
Oh,
event. Because the whole point of it is to have fun.
Yep.
And at the same time raise money.
Yeah, we love the Community Foundation. I think it was Kelly Smith the first time I started to get involved with the Community Foundation and all the different events. And this might be your biggest event, but as you guys go along, what is the biggest event?
Oh no, we will have a really big event in, I think I'm looking over at Amy, is it February?
Unknown event at this time, or is it the same one you do every year? The fashion
Oh,
show.
that's the fashion
Fun.
show. Well, actually, we
Yeah.
have two big events. There's a fashion show. I think the venue is to be determined. Last year it was at Santini Plaza. And just think about what Santini Plaza looked like last February.
Yeah.
Like Anita's store, the Islander was opened, and
It's way different now. A lot
Yeah.
more open.
yeah. So I don't know where it will be. But then there'll be the casino night, which will be in March at Diamond Head. And
So, is
the location is TBD.
is the fashion show not going to be in Santini Plaza? Okay, still working on the details.
On the
That is
details.
usually a big event. Both of them are. We were at the casino night last year. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Couldn't tear my wife away from the blackjack table. She's very addicted to gambling, and you're gonna have to seek help for that. Is that something Alex can help with too, or is that?
Quite likely.
So
quite likely.
now the money, as you were saying, the money goes into the bank. You guys have an application process for scholarships and different things, and then you have like a big party, a dinner kind of thing where everybody announces the awards, which is really super cool. So.
Right. And they know in advance when they come, that they have been awarded. So it's just a public recognition of all
Yes.
that they're accomplishing.
Anything else, Ellen, that you want, or Amy, that did we miss anything? Or people, if you want to buy tickets, even if you want to just buy the ticket for the donation, you can do that too. It'll be $20 until the day of the event, which is the $25 when it will be on the, is it 25th?
25th.
Right?
And
25th.
25 and
October
25.
25th.
And
October
dress up,
25th.
dress
on
up
Saturday.
funky if you can.
Yes. From 5 to 8. All right. Thank
We'll
you.
see you
Thank you.
there.
Ellen Vaughn,
Thank you
everybody.
so much for being here.
There you go. So, as our next guests come up from the Lee County Legal Aid Society, you guys are going to people the back there in the front. Are you solo today?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, you are solo.
Yep.
All right.
What ships?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, she said you were coming on too, so it's up to you guys. It was totally up to you. If you want to come on, you're an attorney, right? Hey, who's an attorney? You're an
We
attorney.
are both.
We're both attorneys. Well, get up here then. If you're both attorneys, you need all the advice we can get. So I'll introduce you guys. Yes, please. I didn't want to confuse grab that. I got the microphone that I threw on the floor by accident because it was loud. I did want to remind everybody to listen in tomorrow. We are working out the details to help out the VFW. The VFWs. Yeah, we need. Ed, can you move the camera back so Amy's not sitting? Megan's not sitting in my lap. Nothing.
Come on, we need
There's
something new to
Yes.
talk about. in this
Got it.
town.
All, the whole thing, all the way back. They just did it all. That's good. Yeah, that's good. I wonder why it's so squeezed in. You guys are gonna have to get a little closer together if you don't mind. We are not forward, just closer together. If so, tune in tomorrow for all the details. Yeah, we're good on how we're gonna help out the VFW. It's gonna be on October 19th. We're actually gonna do the mayor's show. I already talked to the folks at Wahoo Willie's. We're gonna do the mayor's show from the VFW on October 19th. but a bunch more details are coming out. The last thing that we can have happen is the VFW closed. That place has been open for 58 years, and those are people that we definitely want to help, and we're going to do that on October 19th, which is Sunday.
So anything we can do to help, we are on board.
Yes, awesome. All right, so our friends from the Lee County Legal Aid Society, Andrew and Shems. I was told to say it Shems, even though it's spelled S-E-M-Z. So who do we start with to tell us about the organization?
So the Lee County Legal Aid Society was founded in 1967. So it's over half century old, which is saying something for this region. I mean, historically, the mission was mostly based on, frankly, child support, making sure that children had financial resources they needed after something happened. And that was a pretty vital mission that we still do. But about 7 years ago or so, we really decided that as Lee County was transitioning into from a small town into mid-range city, we really needed to set our sights on just making sure that the justice system generally works, regardless of whether you have resources or education to present what it is that you got to say. So our strike zone is a situation where there's an imbalance of power, where one side has got resources and the ability to say what they need to say in the court system, and the other side doesn't, and they got something to say, and they just don't know how to say it. So now we're happy to say that we provide services in a wide range of subject matters, not just child support, but we've got Shems here, who we're really excited to have starting, and Shems has been with us for a couple months now, and Shems is admitted to practice in New York, so Florida is dragging its feet a little bit, but when that gets done, Shems is going to be doing landlord-tenant cases, which the Lee County Legal Aid Society has been doing now for about 2 years. And not to put too fine a point on it, but there really wasn't anybody representing tenants at all before you arrived on the scene. I mean, it's just frankly it's not a viable business model. So no one was doing it. And to go from a situation where no tenants have lawyers to where today, there is access to that. It really is kind of a tectonic shift in the way that Lee County is dealing with housing. So we're proud of the impact that we've already had, and we're really excited to have even more. And that's just one example. I mean, landlord-tenants, one field that needed to be served, but started to do debt collection stuff too. Sometimes we just got somebody earlier this week, and they came into our clinic, and they had this credit card debt, and they explained to us that it wasn't them. Somebody took out a credit card application in their name, and you might think, right, you probably heard that one before, but we looked into it, and she does appear to be telling the truth. That does happen from time to time, and if you don't have sophistication or legal education, it's really hard to get taken seriously when you go to court to make that case.
So you're doing that for free for the clients? Is that how the Legal Aid Society works?
It is.
So where do you get your funding from?
So we get funding from a diverse range of sources. I mean, we're here today to talk about an event that is geared specifically for seniors, and that is funded by the AARP. The landlord-tenant litigation that we're doing comes primarily as a result of funding from the Florida Bar Foundation, which now calls itself Funding Florida Legal Aid, which I have thoughts about. But in any event, that's where a lot of it comes to allow us to do debt collection, landlord-tenant, some of the other stuff that we're excited to be expanding into. Lee County has been very generous with us for more than half a century now. So the county is an important supporter. Their funding primarily goes to the work that we continue to do, making sure that children in Lee County have the resources they need after a traumatic event in family. So that's where the Lee County money goes, but we've been fortunate to be able to get a bunch of different sources of funding over the last several years.
How much money do you get from Lee County a year?
Lee County provides about $500,000 a year.
And so that, go ahead, Lee. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, that's an impressive number. For this particular event, the one you were talking about for seniors, what are some of the topics that you run into that they need assistance with?
Well, we started doing these clinics that are specifically geared towards senior citizens really after Hurricane Ian hit. And once we were triaging in situations where people were unsure how to proceed with FEMA or how to rebuild, to be compliant with code, not to touch on a nerve. But once we started those events, we found that seniors were coming from far and wide around Lee County with all kinds of issues. From there's a palm tree straddling property line that they have with their neighbor, and they're in a fight about the palm tree. And we eventually learned how to triage and address those issues. So we're proud to say that we're equipped to handle pretty much anything that seniors or anybody else can throw at us.
Is this the first of this type of event you're having for seniors, or have you had them in the past, and what is the attendance that you have?
No, we've been doing them roughly quarterly for the last, I'd say 2 years or so. And, sometimes we have 25 or 30 people. Sometimes we got lines, and it's hard to say how many there are. There's 25 or 30 people. It just really depends on the location and, whether there's something major that has just occurred in that community. In the past, it's primarily been held at libraries, but this one's going to be held at the Collaboratory, which is in downtown Fort Myers. This is going to be on October 15th. That's from 9 to noon. And it's on, again, the Collaboratory is in downtown Fort Myers. It's on 2031, I believe it is, Jackson Street.
Right.
But in any event, it's down McGregor. It's right off McGregor.
What does this have to do with Hurricane Ian?
So people still have issues related to Hurricane Ian. There are contractors that maybe were hired to do work that didn't do the work as promised, or in some other cases they just take the money and they vanish.
Right.
And there are seniors that, we're years out now, but there are people. I don't want to say just seniors. People generally are still dealing with that. And you go down to areas of Mount Lachey and even down closer to downtown off of Palm Beach, and you go along the riverfront. There are still a bunch of houses that are completely busted out with nothing in them. These are not mansions. These are working people.
So what is the advice that you're looking for them to bring to you that you can answer to? What questions are you hoping that they bring? And is it just for seniors?
It is geared for seniors. It's that's who we're putting it on for. But when you're an agency like ours, you have to be prepared to take people that walk in your lobby at any given moment with any given problem. So we're not going to turn people away. And that's the beauty of these events, is that we don't have to necessarily qualify people to make sure that they're poor before we give them advice. We don't have to we don't have to pre-screen them and make sure their issue falls into some strike zone. But ideally what we're looking for is people that have either regulatory issues with the city, or issues with contractors that they hired, or some issue with their insurance company where it doesn't make sense to hire a lawyer because it would cost a lot of money, but it's a simple or straightforward question for a lawyer, but not for someone without legal training. That's really, I think, where we can shine, because we can give you there's a bunch of lawyers that show up to these events. So if the person you're speaking with doesn't know the answer, we can go ask somebody else, and you're going to get quality advice from somebody, and you're not going to pay a dime. So it's a pretty valuable service.
So Andrew, are you telling people to come to this event with your questions? It's not like you're going to have a continued relationship with an attorney after that, right? This event is when you better come with all the questions that you have. The lawyers are there to answer those questions. They're probably not going to say, give me a call every day for the next 10 days because you have other. It's just not the way it works, right?
That's right. We do have a staff of attorneys that we are able to assign to cases, and clinics like these are where we do triage situations, and I think, unfortunately, the number of cases that we're actually able to assign an attorney to is extremely low relative to the number of people that we see in the advice that we give, and that's just a function of the limited amount of time we have and the limited number of people we have, and our desire to see as many people as we can. We give advice to over 1,000 people a year, and we can't represent over 1,000 people a year. We wish we could.
Yeah.
But there are well over 1,000 people a year who need at least 20 minutes or so to discuss their problem and get some direction from somebody who knows what they're doing.
It's a starting point for them. It gives them a path forward that they know what their next steps are.
Exactly.
All right. Tim, is there anything you want to throw in there while we have you? I don't want to ignore you down on the end there.
I just want also to encourage to come and whatever questions they have, like Andrew said, we can be very creative. So whatever problems they have, mainly it's hurricane, but also we have self-help clinics. Anyone needs legal advice for 20 minutes, they can have appointments and join that. And yeah, we do our best to help.
Is that a Brooklyn accent that you have, really?
It's Turkish.
Turkish. You're
Yeah.
from Turkey.
Yes.
How long have you been in the United States?
I've been here 8 years. I practiced law in Turkey before
Really?
here. Yeah, I'm licensed in Istanbul. Then I was licensed in New York. I'm pending Florida license.
What is the craziest case you've ever had in Turkey?
Well,
Just pick one.
yeah, there was a crazy one that was actually prosecuted in New York.
Really?
Yeah, and that was the reason why I came to the United States.
And you never left.
Yes.
So what was the case about?
It was a federal crimes, obviously. It was mostly white collar crimes. So
Okay.
I would say, yeah, fraud, money laundering.
Yeah. Do people really throw people off buildings in Turkey, or is that a myth? Do they throw like people off buildings just
Well,
for the hell of it?
I didn't know about that.
Okay,
so-
maybe it was a different country over there. So it's a crazy part of the world over there. So,
Countries and things.
It is colorful.
yeah. So when you came to the United States, how hard was it to convert your like learning from what you had there to here? Or is it really just? I mean, the laws are different, and
They are different, and it's a completely different system because in Turkey we have what's called the civil law, which is more the European side based on codes. But here in the US, England, Australia, Canada, it's what's called the common law, mostly based on the court system.
right?
So I had to study again for 3 years.
Wow,
And
3
get-
years.
Yes, and I get another diploma and take the bar exam again. And yes,
Which degree was more expensive, the Turkish degree or American?
well, in Turkey, I studied for free. If you get good enough grades,
I
you can
see.
study for free. So I had 4 year law school education in Istanbul, and I didn't pay anything.
Well, that's much better then. Yeah. Which country do you like better?
They're different. I like both.
You still go
You
back to
can't ask her to choose her home country.
Listen,
You
when I-
know,
when we do-
country now.
when we do our Friday night show. We have the city council members on. I ask every city council member who their favorite council member is to work with and who is their least favorite to work with. I haven't gotten a straight answer from any of them yet, but it's fun to ask. So, which country did you say you like better?
I really like them both. You know, the
Yeah.
most question I had when I moved to Florida, I was living in New York before, is what do you prefer, Florida or New York? But it is
What
completely.
brought you to Florida?
I came to Florida to study in University of Miami. That's where I got my law degree from. Yeah,
And so, how did you find the Legal Aid Society and start working with them?
I was volunteering in their self-help clinics that they do on Zoom. I used to live in Miami, and they're here in Fort Myers, obviously. But we
Wow.
used to meet on Zoom, where there are a panel of attorneys, and people come to get advice. And so I was volunteering, and then one day I got a call from Andrew. Would you like to move to Fort Myers? And I said, yeah.
Did he pay for your moving expenses, or you're on your own for that? So, are you is the president of Turkey Erdogan? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of his? Is he a dictator, or I mean, what kind of government you got over there? You're not a fan of his? It seems like
To get into
You're hitting nerves, Ed. You're hitting
Yeah.
nerves over
Okay.
there.
trouble.
what? You're shaking your head. When
I sure am shaking my head.
you did not ask that question.
Don't ask that question.
Why? Because she might answer it, or you don't want her to answer it.
Well,
It's an inappropriate question.
Okay, Kim. Whatever you say.
well, points for
Can you tell me
trying.
after the show? Or? Wow, you really got on top of that. Like that was something. We don't need to talk about that. So, what else? I'm totally lost now. Where do you want to?
Yeah.
So your big event here. Now, how many lawyers will you have sitting around the room? Because that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think there will be so from our firm there will be some lawyers, and in different events we meet other lawyers also. There was an event for hurricane survivors, And there I met an attorney that works in an insurance. He has an insurance law firm, and he said also that he will attend the event. So I'm not sure how many lawyers exactly will be there, but
What kind of questions you want people to bring? Like if you had to reel off the top 3 questions that you wanted to bring that has to do with Hurricane Ian, I'm guessing my contractor screwed me. They said they were going to do this. They took $10,000 from me. How can I get back at them? Something like that, right? Not get back at them, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's one example. Another might be, I mean, some people go to court, go to small claims court, and they get a judgment, and the contractor may or may not have shown up to court at all. And their question is, okay, I got this piece of paper. It's signed by a judge. It says I get money. How do I turn this into cash? And that's a process that we've learned to navigate. So we've got some helpful tools that people can do without hiring a lawyer that they can use to make that person's life more difficult until they get paid. So those are good examples. How is it that I myself have a claim, and assuming it's around $8,000 or so or less, we can walk the person through reliably how to get that done themselves without the necessity of hiring a lawyer who might cost a third or a quarter of what it is they're trying to recover.
So insurance issues.
Insurance issues we can navigate. I mean, there are really skilled litigators who are probably in a better position than we are to take a person's case if they've got a dispute with an insurance company. It's really more, for big stuff, there's somebody out there that'll take it and take a chunk of the fee, and there's a system in place for that works pretty well, or at least it did until the recent legislative revisions, which I think are going to be a major problem next time we have a hurricane. But anyway, the system prior to those changes made it so that there were lawyers sort of jumping, tripping over each other to try and represent you if you had a claim against an insurance company. It's really, the larger problem is you got a claim against a contractor, the contractor's gone, or the contractor's there and is just not doing what they're supposed to do. That's I think especially if you're $10,000 or under, we're going to be your best option.
So did you guys hear about the Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban thing?
No, tell me about it.
Oh, come on. Your heads can't be in the sand that much. Whose side you taking on that?
I honestly don't know the conflict.
Yeah,
I mean, I would take
God,
Nicole
it's going
Kidman just
around.
because I think I like her work. Like she's a good actress.
I-
And Keith Urban, I'm just not. So just based on their artwork, I would say Nicole Kidman. But if you tell me what it's about, I'll
Well,
just spout off an opinion.
the word is he was having an affair with one of the. Did you guys hear this? Did you hear
No.
about
Yeah, I
this?
heard that.
Is that what you heard too?
I'm totally out of the loop.
Yeah, he was mussing around apparently with the
yeah,
guitar
with the
player.
20 something.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. So anyway, you guys should study up on that and see if that's something that he needs to come to the Legal Aid Society for. It'll help on that. But
I mean,
guess
it's a step up from Tom Cruise either way, I would say.
really.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're relatively speaking, yeah. Keith Urban, Tom Cruise, which would you rather have?
Neither.
Okay, that's a good answer.
So how can people volunteer for the Legal Aid Society?
Well, I mean, you can contact either probably Nancy with our office is the best person to contact to ask if there are events coming up. She's usually the one coordinating them. That's NANCI at leecountylegalaid.org. Or you can call our main number, which we're proud to say that and this doesn't sound like a big deal, but it kind of is. We have a human being who answers the phone and knows what they're doing and can help you. And so if you call 239-334-6118 during business hours, you'll get somebody who will pick up the phone, and if you ask for Nancy, they'll put you through to Nancy, and Nancy can tell you what our upcoming events are.
Impressive.
Is there anything else you want to say about the event specifically?
No, I think unless you have any questions, I think we got it. But
I think-
it's October 15th, 9 to 12, the Collaboratory, 2031 Jackson Street, downtown Fort Myers. 9 to 12, bring your legal questions. If they're about the hurricane, wonderful. If you're a senior, wonderful. That's our strike zone, but frankly, don't let that stop you.
And
If you have a
you're-
legal question, bring it to us.
Which is written on the flyers for seniors 50 and over,
50 and
which
over.
is very
So
insulting,
You
but I,
definitely qualify.
Yeah.
Actually, I
50 and
qualify.
Well, that's actually based on the AARP's line.
Really?
Well, I think they want to encourage memberships.
yeah, they need more paid memberships is what you mean by that. But no, that's great. 50 and over, and that's going to be at the Collaboratory, which is 2031 Jackson Street on Wednesday, October 15th from 9 to noon. So if you can get down there, the traffic isn't too bad yet, folks. So head on down if you need some free legal advice And don't bring anything up about your divorce or anything like that. That's not part of this whole situation. And Shen, would you come back once and just talk politics with us on one of our shows about the international politics? You could be our international political reporter.
Yes, it seems like you're interested.
I'm very much interested. I love that
We
part of
can
the
talk
world.
about that.
You do- How
Not,
often?
not
do you-
right now.
No. Just I'll let you go. But how often do you go back to Turkey? I mean, you go back a few times a year, or
No.
yeah, screw that place. I got you. You're in America now. Everybody wants to be in America. So. Oh, thank you guys very much for coming on. And the lady that helped set it up was
Terry.
Terry. I just want to say thank you to Terry because
Yeah.
she sent me an email, and I jumped right on it. I said this would be great to be able to share this information with our audience because there's a lot of people on the beach that are going through this from Hurricane Ian over 3 years later. So thank you guys very much for coming on. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you
Good
for
hand
being
for our
here.
friends at the Legal
We
Aid
appreciate it.
Society.
Those are my glasses.
All right. I was going to say,
I'll be
Megan,
blind if you take those.
I was going to say, Megan, this is my drink. Don't drink out of my drink. I don't. Rebecca last week almost drank out of it, and I totally freaked out for no reason. Which is, I'm going to give you a little break. If you don't, yeah,
Break?
yes, because I'm going to read some
Am I not
ads.
doing a good job?
No, you're doing a great job, but I have to read
But
the
I am
ads,
going to
and,
move over a little more
and then
so
you
that
can-
I'm not on top of it.
and then you can grab whoever's coming on. And I don't know why I'm supposed to have some background music. It makes me feel a little more comfortable when I read my ads. It's supposed to. There we go. Thank you very much. Stephanie's coming on. We're going to do a little drawing too. All right, everybody. I want to thank Alex King. Alex King this thing is acting upstream. Speaking of Alex King from before, he's sponsoring the show today. Alex King creates dreams and elevates lifestyles. If you need a piece of property to purchase on Fort Myers Beach or elsewhere, or you want to sell your property for the right price, of course, give Alex King a call at 239-219-0336, 239-219-0336. And of course, Alex is on Facebook and all the social media platforms. Thank you guys on Instagram. And you can follow him, all the videos of the different places that he has for sale. Alex King. And of course, he's giving away $100,000 a year. I didn't know it was that amount, but from the Alex King Foundation. Also, the Island Pancake House. Please stop by the Island Pancake House if you're up for some breakfast. They are open 7 days a week, starting at 7:30 until 2 o'clock. And they will stay open longer if there's a demand there. They're over in the Seagrave Plaza, which is totally blocked by a big pizza bus right now. But if you see the pizza bus, turn into that parking lot because that's where the Island Pancake House is. Say hello to Brian and Stacy. They're great people. All righty. Welcome to Stephanie. This seems like our annual thing here for the Women's Club Tree Festival. It seems like it comes around
Every
once
year?
a year, yeah.
Annual.
Yeah.
That's usually what that means.
So,
Yeah, we do like to come harass you a couple times
Yes,
a year.
and I don't
for
mind
tree
it one
festival.
What
Just
did-
tree festival.
whose side you taking in the Keith Urban Nicole Kidman side?
So it's interesting stuff. Actually, was thinking about it back there. I'm undecided.
Really?
If
he had the affair.
She's gone a little bit. She.
Cuckoo?
I shouldn't say that out loud. But yeah.
She's
no,
not watching,
She's.
Stephanie.
I know. Well, she's not watching, but I like to think of myself as a good person in the outside world. Inside's different, but no.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying he should have cheated. But you know, I have thoughts and feelings. I just wasn't meant to be anymore.
Yeah.
Clearly, she did a good thing. He's sober for now. I don't know what this divorce is going to do for
Wait,
him.
he
but
wasn't sober before that?
No, they had a clause in there. I pay way too much attention to this stuff.
They have a clause. You know about a clause in
There's
their
a
marriage.
cocaine clause in their prenup.
Wow.
He gets $1 million for every year that he was sober during their marriage as part of their prenup.
From who?
From Nicole Kidman.
Wow.
Wait, the one that they just signed.
No, they got married 20 years ago, give or take, right? There's
Yeah.
a cocaine clause in the prenup. For every year he was sober during their marriage, he gets $1 million.
I don't believe that. That can't be true.
TMZ reports it, and TMZ does
Oh,
not
yes,
lie.
yes.
You're going to have
Sure.
to do your Googling at
TMZ
2
does
in the
not
morning.
lie. I don't believe anything until they tell me.
Why would Keith Urban need money? He's like a
He
superstar.
doesn't, but she's got way
It's
more money than
incentive.
she does.
You think so?
Yes, she was married to Tom Cruise.
Interesting. Yeah, what is that? You know, that's why this whole thing with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, these are just Hollywood marriages that they're never, 20 years was pretty long though.
That's a
after
long
that.
time, and I think we all were a little bit sad. We thought they were actually going to make it.
Well, I wasn't that sad, but it's one of those things where you just can't stop. tweeting about it.
Yeah, right. So
So
that's a weird world, but you thought they had a chance, right? Like
No, I
it
don't
looks
really.
promising.
I don't really think.
They're both from Australia.
They are. I
Yes.
didn't know she was from Australia.
Clearly, you haven't paid any attention.
I have we used to go to Nashville every February for the country radio seminar, and that was as part of the radio magazine that I worked at. And I know Kim would be telling me to shut up now; it's totally irrelevant. But so we would go to the Ryman every year, and one of the Universal Music Group. Actually, that's where I saw Kylie Morgan last. She was part of that. Where they go up on stage and they play one song or two songs each, and he would get up there with his guitar and he would play a song, and then Vince Gill would come out, and then some of the newer acts would come out. She was in with some of the older acts, and then Carrie Underwood was up there once, and I mean, so every year we got to see him play one song for free in the front row, which is pretty cool to see all that. So
What does that have to do with their divorce?
I don't know. Well, I feel like I'm closer to him. That's what I'm saying.
That's fair.
Way more close. Like I don't
We're
watch.
friends.
I don't watch movies and things like that. I could care less about the people from Hollywood. How are you guys doing? Good to see you.
7 degrees of separation.
Yeah.
of Ryan.
And so why are you guys here, by the way?
I think we're going to talk about the Christmas Tree Festival, but Megan's been here the whole time.
I know.
Yes.
And clearly, I didn't get asked to co-host.
I texted. I said to my wife.
Wow.
Did I already tell the story? I texted Megan last night. I said, "Hey, you're coming on. Why don't you just co-host the whole show? This way we give Kim another day off because we do this thing on Friday." By the way, if anybody is watching this show, if you want to watch the craziest show that we ever had, it's going to be next Friday. There's a group of haters on Cape Coral that are 10 times worse than the group of haters on Fort Myers Beach ever. And they have actually met. The two groups of haters have met from Fort Myers Beach and Cape Coral to try.
Are you kidding?
They have met to try and see how they can get me off of, they've been trying to get us off the beach for a while. Now they're trying to figure out how they can kick us off of Cape Coral.
Where do they meet?
I don't know where they met, but one of the things that they're trying to do is they started this petition to get the words Cape Coral taken off of my show that says Cape Coral Talk Radio. They actually think that somehow I'm not allowed to use the words Cape Coral. These are real brain surgeons that work over there in Cape Coral. So they've all gotten together, and I actually signed a petition for them. I put my name on the petition, and they got them up to 6 names. And the other thing was that
Did you donate as well?
So the name of this, I didn't donate. They try and go fund that .org thing tries to get you to donate. They're very smart there. So they have this group out there. It's called Take Out the Trash Committee, and it's a bunch of people that all they do is complain. They complain about everything, and they've latched on to try and get us kicked out of Cape Coral. And so I just invited the guy on the show.
Oh, good.
So one of the things they did, I know I'm getting sidetracked here, is one of the things they did was they took a picture of a guy that was picking up or took his dog out for a walk. And the guy didn't pick up after the dog.
Wow.
And they took a picture of him from behind and they posted on their page that it was the mayor. It wasn't the mayor. It had nothing to do with the mayor. That's how much they hate the mayor and the city council, who we have a great relationship with. We've had them on the show. But they would never take it down. They did apologize to him because it was wrong. That's the kind of group that we're dealing with over there. And so they're going to be on the show on Friday. So this is, if you remember back to Pete's Time Out, the biggest train wreck we had on this show was with Todd Truax at Pete's Time Out. That was a home run show for us because that was just a Looney Tune guy that lost it. And so that's going to be what it's going to be like on Friday. So anyway.
Can we talk about the Tree Festival?
Yeah, I'm the only reason I'm able to get that stuff in is because Kim's not here. Because if she was here, she would never let me bring it
I am
up.
giving you way too much leeway
That's right.
today.
That's right.
Pick up the
Take it-
pace.
And I didn't know you knew Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
Yeah, we're close.
So yeah. Wrong Steven Tyler, but hi Steven. We'll see you soon.
All right, what's going on with
What
the
are our
Tree
dates,
Festival?
Steph?
The 12th and the 13th of December, and we are going to be right here.
At
here this year.
Margaritaville in their lovely ballroom right behind us. This is still 2-day format, the same format we've done for several years. We kick off with VIP
On Friday night.
5 o'clock. Does that sound right?
You
Sure,
guys-
it might be
Yep.
4. I can't remember.
I
off the top of
appreciate
my
you
head.
guys coming to the show totally organized and prepared
Hey,
to talk about your own
Just
events.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
you know, we always, last year you asked me if I actually was part of it. So I feel like I'm way more prepared this year than last year. At least I have the dates right.
So we open the bidding for the trees right when we open the doors. And so Friday goes till 8:30. And then we have that VIP experience. We still have VIP tickets that are available on our website. And then we kick back off on Saturday at 1 o'clock with our
Yes.
vendor market. Vendors this year can stay as long as they would like because of the way we've been able to format the event this year in the ballroom. And then the chili competition begins at 4.
Where is that, in the ballroom too?
It
That'll
will
be
be
in
in
the
the
ballroom.
last section of the ballroom.
The
And-
vendor market will be outside on the terrace for the most part this year.
Correct. So our vendors get to spread out a little bit. We already have 15 trees that are committed.
Cool.
Um,
Who are some of the,
as well as some centerpieces, some wreaths, FMB Strong, Friends of the Mountain House, Friends of the Library, let me think, Tip Jar, FMB Tip Jar,
good job, Stephanie.
Turtle Time.
She manages the trees. I'm just here for looks.
And to talk about the contract between Nicole Kidman and,
I just wanted to say one thing that is different this year is we did do away with our online bidding.
oh,
So
we did.
it is 100% silent auction.
Yeah.
We will have pictures online, so if you can't be here, phone a friend, right? They
There
can
you go.
always step in for you, but we did do away with the online bidding this year.
it,
So that is,
did seem like it was getting a little confusing.
it gets tough when you're trying to update everything at the same time, and with the amount of trees we've grown to, I mean, when you have 5 trees, it's different. When you go to 35 trees, wreaths, centerpieces, it gets to be a little challenging.
Plus, we're
So
all running around at a live event, volunteering,
Yes.
trying to get all
Right,
that done.
right.
we would need 3 to 4 times more volunteers to probably pull that off and manage it well. So
And
we
just the
decided to
pictures
do away
that need
with
to
it
get
this
updated, and we try to push out as many pictures of these trees as we can so that people can do bidding. So if they see it on our website or on our Facebook, and they can't be there, they can certainly have a friend put a bid in for them. But yeah, I mean, that week, it's a heavy lift. I mean, we are fortunate enough to be at Margaritaville this year. We had this discussion right after the event last year, which, since Ian, we really haven't had a home for this event. 2.5 months after Ian, we had a parking lot party with a bunch of little trees, and
Yeah.
the year after that, we were going to do it at Mount House, and then we figured out there wasn't enough electricity, so we pivoted and we did it at the garage of the library. And last year we did it at Bay Oaks, and that was a heavy lift because we had to haul everything in, everything out. We actually had to build an electrical panel last year.
And we are
Electrical
so
wall.
and we are so thankful to all of our
And,
hosts.
and
Like,
it's been
let's start,
amazing
like,
that
we-
everybody has been so
You could
accommodating.
you could never tell that all that was going on just when
Yeah.
if you walked in and saw how, especially at
We-
the Oaks, it looked great.
We have our first meeting in June. So we have a debrief meeting in January to talk about what went well, what didn't, and we start planning, and
And
then
we
our
start
first
planning
meeting
right
starts
then.
and we start planning, and then I think our first meeting, it might be May, to be honest, and we start planning, and we are not convenient guests. I say that lightly. I mean,
come up with a lot of
we
things.
roll
Yeah.
in and take your space over
We
for
do.
5 to 6 days.
Yeah.
Which, and again, I would love to say we roll in Monday or Friday morning and you guys come in Friday afternoon and it looks like that, but we take up a lot of time and a lot of space, and we're thankful for all the people that have given us that time and that space for the last 3 to 4 years. We'd love to go home one
Yes,
day.
we would love to be back
So,
in our
but
building.
until we get our home back and until we can raise the funds to build that back, we're just gonna try to elevate the experience for the nonprofits and the people that come every year.
And I think that's a big part of it. We work really hard with our nonprofits every year, and we really encourage them to get creative and come up with these trees and wreaths and centerpieces that are going to get high dollars for their organization. And in hand doing that, we now have people that are coming in and they want to spend thousands of dollars on trees. So our goal has always been every year to elevate this event a little bit more. And we feel that right now, Margaritaville was the best partner for us to be able to do that, have a stable place for our event. But also, like Stephanie said, this is 5 days that they're giving us to have a home for this, and we are so appreciative.
Plus, without the online auction, it keeps everybody honest.
It keeps everybody. It does. It keeps
No
everybody honest.
shenanigans.
No shenanigans. And again, they're going to be there. You're going to see them. So again, if you can't be here, you can still, call your friends, make them take a bid for you. But it added, we have everything for this Christmas tree festival at an offstage storage unit right now. We have to haul it down. Like it's a
It's a lot.
It's a feat. Why are you looking at me like that?
Over the last 10 years, thank you guys for coming.
Are you going to ask me about Tom? Or
Who do you consider to be the biggest celebrity split over the last 10 years? Being that you're in the TMZ zone, who would you
Ed.
say?
No,
What?
focus.
Oh,
You
I'll
have
come
to
back. I
focus.
will come back
You'll
to it. I
All right.
have an addiction. It's kind
We
of
still
sick.
have to talk about the holiday raffle.
Oh,
So we don't want to forget about that. We have Angie Marsden here today. She is selling tickets for the holiday raffle. They are $20 a ticket. They are 6 for $100. You
should have made me
can buy
announce that
them.
before. Like there were more
You can
people.
buy them online as well, but we have free experiences that are the grand prize, and Steph will announce those.
Oh, is it because you forgot?
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. I have a picture. But I think I might remember. We have a Kentucky Derby experience, San Diego whale watching, and Las Vegas.
Love
So,
the whale watch. One of my
I would-
favorite things
I
to
have
do.
never done it. I would love to.
And then we have all of our cash drawings leading up to the event. So beginning
Monday,
Monday,
we have our
one.
first early bird $250 early bird drawing, and your ticket goes right back into the barrel for the grand prize drawing the date of the event. We have the weekend of the event, we have 10 $100 early bird drawings as well as a VIP drawing.
And we do have an early bird drawing at the beginning of November and beginning of December, the 10 during the event, and the VIP drawing. All of those, if you win any of or more than one, Jan Falcon,
Yep.
your name goes back in the barrel for the grand prize.
And when are the dates? I don't know if we announced the dates. Did we say when the dates were?
Right off the bat,
Okay.
December 12th and 13th, Friday and Saturday.
Write that down.
He's
I'll
way too
forget.
focused
Yeah.
on celebrity.
No,
No,
I'm
I wanna
still
make sure-
sitting here racking my brain about my biggest one.
I don't want to leave any information out.
And like I said, Angie's in the back selling tickets. She is with the Community Foundation has tickets back there as well. So if you guys are both back there, buy tickets from everyone.
I
Share the
think I
love.
want to mention too, we have one little change to our chili competition this year. So we basically are going to have two categories. So we're going to have like a professional category and an amateur category. Because we kind of started to feel like, some of our citizens were putting in chilies, but the restaurants, they
Oh,
come
now
in.
you come up with these rules. Now.
There is a hot
Your
dog
hot dog
category.
chili can come back anytime.
I'm never entering that contest again. It's a great contest, and
So
like,
we
never.
have a $750 first prize for each category, $500 second place for each category, and of course, best decorated table.
As well as the golden
the
ladle.
golden ladle.
Yeah, who has it now? Who has the
The
jacket?
beached whale. No, we changed to a golden ladle. Everyone gets a golden ladle, and the beached whale won the golden ladle last year.
Okay, so then they'll be hopefully they'll be open.
Yeah.
By that time. So, all right. Any website address that you want to push people toward for any raffles and things leading up to the event?
Yeah, any information and/or raffle tickets can be purchased at fmb-wc.org. So you can go online and buy tickets there, as well as get any additional information. And you can always find a member of the Women's Club to figure out how to buy tickets, register for a tree, chili, vendor market. We will get you in touch with the right person.
We're looking forward to it.
All right. Anything else about that?
I don't think it.
Okay.
I think we touched on it.
Last chance to put it out there, Steph.
Anna
We'll be back.
Ferris, and what's the guy's name from Parks and Rec?
I don't know who Anna Faris is.
This is my other celebrity split that really took a
Wait, who was the ones with the big court case? There was the one with the big court case that went on.
Johnny
Johnny
Depp.
Depp.
Yeah.
That was a crazy
Yeah,
one.
that's nuts.
That was a bigger one.
That's nuts.
What was the lady? What's the
Chris
girl
Pratt,
name?
Anna Faris and Chris Pratt. That was a heartbreaker.
No, who was the Johnny Depp one? What was he? Who did he get divorced from?
Amber Heard,
Amber Heard, yeah.
Aquaman. She was not Aquaman, but she was in it.
Really?
Apparently,
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
What was the last movie that you went to?
Went to
Yeah, the last movie you
in a
went to.
theater.
Yeah.
It was before Ian at the Beach Theater, but I couldn't tell you what it was.
I went to the Superman one where they had all three Supermans.
Really? I don't even remember there being one with three Supermans.
Not Supermans, Spider-Mans. My bad.
Okay, all right. So
She
you
has some
little
superheroes.
day drinking going
Yeah.
on before the show today?
No, just one for Liquid Courage.
What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Scooby-Doo.
That says cartoon, not a TV show, but okay, we'll go with that. Like last night when we asked the city council member, he said Sonny and Cher. That was when shows that were on late at night or whatever were actually comedy. They were actually funny. Now all the late night shows are about politics.
What do we say
Can't
as
do-
growing up? Like as a child or as a young adult?
No, not as young adults.
So as a child?
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Simpsons. Wow. You are not old at all. Not old at all. Wow. All right. Anything else you want to share with our millions and millions of followers?
Come out and see us December 12th and 13th right here at Margaritaville.
All right. Thank you, ladies, for coming on. Thank you to Megan for filling in
Absolutely.
for Kim. And
Yep.
you
Thank
never
you.
know.
Have
when
me back anytime. I'll get a word in edgewise.
No, you will not.
Who are your Giants?
My Giants could win their second game of the season. They have the worst team in football, the New Orleans Saints.
You're not going to win that one.
Oh, that would be the end of it. It's all right. The Yankees are in the second round, and so we're going. And your team is the Minnesota Vikings.
No, that's Dano's
Oh,
team.
that's right.
I'm the Browns.
Okay, we're all in the same
Same
boat here.
boat
All in
here.
the same boat.
All
Thank
right.
you, Megan.
Thanks.
Big hand for Megan, everybody. Megan Allers, the First Lady of Fort Myers Beach, and the First Man will be on the show tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. We have lots to get caught up on with the mayor at 10 o'clock at Wahoo Willie's. He's been off now for the last show we did was 3 weeks ago because we had all this recall stuff going on, which will be over soon, thankfully. So 10 o'clock tomorrow at Wahoo Willie's to see the mayor. And we appreciate you guys all coming out and watching the show. Have a great Saturday. Don't forget Parrot Fest. How are you? Parrot Fest here at Margaritaville. Bye-bye.